Good morning and welcome to Take Your Life Back Today show with me, Ralf Friedrichs. I want to give a shout out to Larry Geis from the Geis Academy. You can reach him at 516-485-2741. That's 516-485-2741. The Geis Academy and Larry Geis are addiction recovery life coaching organization, and he is a life and addiction recovery coach. He will help you from your addiction to your recovery, hand in hand, step by step, never ever bringing up your past and only talking about today and tomorrow. How can he help you today and make a better tomorrow for you? You need to contact him at 516-485-2741. Tell him that Ralf Friedrichs is going to Take Your Life Back Today show had sent you. Also, Google him at www.odysseyconsultant.org. That's www.odysseyconsultant.org. Global eyeglasses, they are focused on saving you money. If you want to get your new glasses, they have over 1,200 frames to choose from. They have full frames, semi-rimless, and rimless frames. They have transition lenses, they have photochromatic, they have progressives, they have line bifocals, they have polarized lenses, they have tinted lenses. They have thinner lenses, they have anti-reflecting coating, they have UV coating. The list is endless. But what you need to do is go to www.globaleyeglasses.com, where they are focused on saving you money, and give me a text at 631-599-0218, or call me at 844-405-HELP, and I will help place your order, because I have over 30 years in the optometry business experience, so I can make sure that you get the proper fit. Give me a call at 844-405-HELP. Today is part 2 of yesterday. Yesterday was myths about rehab centers. Today is top 10 misconceptions about drug rehab. There are many misconceptions and beliefs about drug rehab facilities which are not, in fact, true. These misconceptions are numerous. Knowledge and awareness about rehab centers are increasing as acceptance of addiction as disease spreads. Here are some of the most common misconceptions about treatment centers. Here on the Take Your Life Back Today show, exclusively I will discuss the misconceptions, and I want you to make sure that you listen, because again, they are misconceptions. Do not let some people from the outside convince you that you shouldn't go to a rehab or a treatment center because of these misconceptions. Number one, rehab is a fix to addiction. Many believe that if you go through treatment, you will come out on the other side fixed and cured of their addiction. Some even believe that after treatment they will be able to drink normally, sociably. This is not the case. Addiction is a lifelong illness, currently with no cure except an ongoing lifelong recovery plan. Don't expect to go into a rehab center thinking that you can come out being able to control your drugs and alcohol consumption. Because if you are an alcoholic or a drug addicted person, you have a disease, what the treatment center will do is teach you how to live with it. Number two, rehab is hell. Some people might think that. Many conceive rehab as a lonely and depressing place. That may sometimes be the case depending on the place and the person's perceptions. As a whole, though, drug rehabs have a strong community where people can gain support and create strong friendships throughout their time in the facility. Many even make lifelong friends while in treatment. And those lifelong friends, after they're released from the treatment center, when I say release, I don't say it like in a correction facility release. I'm talking about when you and your rehab center staff feel that you can now go almost like a bird and fly on your own. That is what I mean by release. But when you're in there and you make those friends, when you come out, those friends are the people that you should be kind of hanging around with, because they, as well as you, are in the same boat. Number three, rehab is prison. Biggest misconception. Some see rehab as one-way dead end, where once you go in, you're trapped there and never ever come out. This is not true. People are free to come and go as they please, assuming there is no legal, judicial circumstances involved. Rehab may often be restricting, but in the end, it is only as restricting as you need it to be. Structure and restriction are often required for successful treatment. In the end, one must remember that rehab is the start of a new direction in life and not the end of your life. Remember now, you chose voluntarily to go into this rehab center, so you can walk out anytime you want. But if you were sent there because of a court order, that is a whole total different now. Maybe they sent you there in lieu of some sort of prison time. Consider that a blessing. You want to be in a rehab center because not only are you not confined behind a jail cell, not confined with some criminals, but you're getting help. Number 4, if you are forced there, it won't work. Many believe that you have to be voluntary and choose to go to rehab for it to be successful. There is some element of truth to that. In the way that you are ready and willing, then treatment is more effective and quicker. However, one does not need to be voluntary. In the end, they still receive the same education on addiction as anyone else that comes through there. Number 5, rehab is a waste of time and money. A common belief is that rehab and treatment is a waste of time and simply quitting drugs and alcohol is enough. A recent study shows that drug treatment reduces drug use by 40 to 60% and significantly decreases criminal activity. The fact is, statistics show that those who have been to rehab stay sober longer than those who have not. Not to say that you can't go sober without treatment. Another factor is dual diagnosis. Many addicts and alcoholics have a mental disorder that needs to be treated alongside with addiction itself. Rehab can do both. It is not a waste, and it's not a waste of time. It's not a waste of money. It is there to help you learn to live in recovery, to help you learn to change certain things in your life. Number 6, one treatment is the same as another. Some have the view that when choosing a treatment, any will do. It doesn't matter where you go, treatment is treatment. This is far from true, as people respond dramatically different from different treatment approaches, and not one facility is the same. The best drug rehab treatment center and their programs to each individual need is based upon the treatment center. One is not the same as another, and depending on your situation, that's why you need to do plenty of research. Have your life coach like Larry, guys, if you have a person like him or even him in your life, have them help you pick the center that meets your special circumstance. Number 8, needing treatment makes you a failure. Many believe that needing professional help is an admission of failure and worthlessness. This is not the case at all. In fact, many don't realize how many people they know have received therapy, prescription drugs, or have substance abuse issues. It is more common than anyone can believe. Going to treatment, if anything, takes courage, and very successful people have been through rehabs. Needing treatment is no indicator of your worth or success. Addiction is an illness that many are born with, and you will not get rid of it simply by going to rehab or treatment. What you will is get the education to learn how to live in recovery. Number 9, the more expensive the rehab, the better the recovery. This is not entirely true, as the main determinant of success in rehab is the individual's commitment to recovery and the work that they do in it. It's what you put in is what you get out. Some elements of truth reside as the misconception in the way that more expensive centers may employ better therapeutic staff and will probably have a more therapeutic environment. In the end, though, with true commitment, you can recover equally as well as the cheapest treatment centers in the U.S. or the world. Number 10, all rehabs and 12-step programs push religion. There are some religious-based rehabilitation facilities, but there are even more that are non-denominational. There is often a misconception that distinction between religion and spirituality. Rehabs and the 12-step program often strongly endorse spirituality as part of their recovery. However, they do not push one to believe in God and its religion. Folks, I will tell you from as long as I've been doing this, that one of the biggest elements of the two hugest elements of recovery is to find your higher power. The other one is breaking down the wall of denial, but you need to reach your higher power. There is no argument there. Last but not least, rehabs brainwash their patients. Many see rehab treatment as brainwashing facilities as they reprogram the way patients think and act. They do not realize that substance abuse does in fact change and impair the brain's ability to process and make decisions. All rehab does is teach patients how to make healthy decisions in life and cope without the need of mind-altering substances. They're there to help you. Folks, these were the 10 misconceptions of drug rehab. Number one is rehab is a fix to addiction. It is not. Rehab is a bridge to recovery. Period. Number two, rehab is hell. Many misconceive rehab as lonely, depressing place. That many sometimes be the case, and depending on a place and a person's perception. As a whole, drug rehabs have a strong community with people that can gain support and create strong friendships that you can and should utilize after you leave your rehab center. Rehab is prison. Some see rehab as a one-way dead end where once you go in, you are trapped there and you can't come out. Remember, about 99% of the people that go to rehab go there on their own. There is sometimes where a judge orders you in lieu of prison to go to rehab. However, if you go to rehab on your own, you can leave on your own. If you're forced, it won't work. Many believe that you have to be voluntary and choose to go to rehab for it to be successful. No matter how you get there, whether it's on your own or if a judge makes you go there, it's the time you spend there, putting on their listening ears, and how you respond to their program. That is how you will end up reaping the benefits. Rehab is a waste of time and money. A common belief is that rehab and treatment is a waste of time. Simply quitting drugs or alcohol is enough. No. You have to remember that rehab will teach you, give you the tools needed to go through the rest of your life without drugs and alcohol. One treatment center is the same as any other. Not true at all. Needing treatment makes you a failure. Absolutely not. There are so many people around you that are seeking treatment, that are utilizing treatment, whether it's therapy, counseling, prescription drugs, that you're not even aware of. One of the biggest things that people come to me about is my transparency through my recoveries, because I don't mind talking about anything about me, about what I'm experiencing today and yesterday's experiences and what I'm hoping for tomorrow. The transparency is very important to me, to show you that I am human, to make you realize that you are human. There is no shame in admitting you have a drug and alcohol problem. What is the shame is when you don't admit it and you live whatever life you have left consuming alcohol and drugs. The more expensive the rehab, the better recovery. Not true at all. There are some inexpensive rehab places that are just as good as some of the expensive places. What makes the place the best fit for you is what you need and what they can give you. All rehabs and 12-step programs push religion. Folks, I've said this and I'll say it again. It is so important that you realize these two things to be fully in recovery and full steam ahead. Number one is that you need to break down that wall of denial. That wall of denial has to break down. And you have to remember, you wouldn't be in this situation, everything falling apart around you, if you had some guidance and direction. And who better to give you guidance and direction than the Almighty God? Carrie Underwood sang a song called Jesus Take the Wheel. And that is how I apply my daily life, is I let God take the wheel of my life. Let Him guide and direct you like He guides and directs me and so many millions of other people. Last but not least, rehab brainwash their patients. Absolutely not. Many see rehab treatment as brainwashing facilities as they reprogram the way patients think and act. They do not realize that substance abuse does in fact change and impair the brain's ability to process and make decisions. All rehab does is teach the patients how to make healthy decisions in life and cope without the need of alcohol and drugs. Folks, it is that simple. All this that we just spoke about, all this are misconceptions about drug and rehab. When you go to your AA, seek people that maybe have been through drug and treatment. First question I would say, well, listen, if you have been through drug and treatment, why are you here in AA? Simple answer is it's because alcohol addiction, alcoholism, and drug addiction never gets cured unless you apply 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, yearly, monthly, of educating yourself. There's not one day I don't think about my disease. I think about it through my videos, my productions of the videos. I think about it through my websites. I think about it through your emails, your phone calls directly to me. My education is 24/7 of daily recovery. I am not healed. I'm far from healed. I'll never be healed. What I am is a person that's learned to live with my alcoholism. Will you apply a lot new methods to your addiction? First application needs to be admit you have a problem. Second application has to be to reach for your higher power. And at that point, make a decision on what fits you best. What plan do you have? Do you want to utilize a rehab treatment center? Do you want to utilize AA? Do you want to utilize addiction recovery coaches? All those combined together, one utilization has to be done, and that is your will to stay living in recovery. Because the minute you lose that will and you start going back to alcohol and drugs is the minute your recovery comes to a full blast end. Start today to make a new life for yourself. All the changes in life only happen with small steps, folks. Take one step at a time. And if you have a sober today, I guarantee you'll have a better tomorrow. That I guarantee you. Give me 24 hours today of sobriety and wake up tomorrow morning and you'll be sober. Then give me another 24 hours of sobriety and wake up tomorrow and you'll be wake up the next day and you'll be sober again. Teach your children not to drink, smoke, or use profanity by applying one simple rule. Lead by example. If you drink in front of them, they will do the same. The same applies to smoking and using profanity. But if you show them that you don't need to drink and smoke and use profanity, they will grow up to feel the same. And then at the age of 18, when you release them into the real world, you will know in the depth of your heart that you have done your best to lead by example and to be the role model and the hero that they see and they deserve to see. If you start thinking positive each and every day, positive things will happen in your life. I hope to God, no matter where you're located in my audience, if it's here in the U.S. or globally, that you have the best day in your life. But I really hope and I pray daily for each and every one in my audience to have a sober rest of their life. And may God